Let me have it.
Hello and welcome to another video. Today I wanted to show you a little bit how I do endless from start to finish, how I build, how I set up my kill boxes really quickly, and then show you how I lose on wave 27 because I have made some mistakes and I have no idea what kind of mistakes yet, but you know, we're still learning how to play the game. So, when I start off the map, I try to close up some lanes, get the enemies funneled into one lane, and then I try to quickly plan ahead how I'm gonna create my mazes. Now for some shotgun, I know that the enemies need to have a 2 wide path, and corners need to be 2 by 2, which I forget later, and I just quickly go over, try to create my maze, and then once I'm done planning, I just go ahead and start up the match and kill the zombies myself. Now, the early game is really nothing special. I use my melee attack to start the combo, then I just try to shoot, get as many headshots, get as many penetration shots as I can. There is not really much you can do in the early game, just kill zombies, collect cash, use the cash grenade to collect the cash, use the attachment to collect the cash if the grenade is on cooldown or if you cannot use the grenade at the time. And I also shoot the drones, because the drones do also give you points if you shoot them, because they will continue the combo. Now, this is where I usually place the ATM machine, and I was thinking, is this going to be a good spot? So I ended up saying, sure, why not? At max range, when you upgrade it, it's 6, but first I always upgrade the cash, because having the cash collected always be at 100% is a must-have in my opinion. And then I try to think, again, how I'm gonna continue my maze. So I just go on a killing spree, I kill a lot, I try to get all the enemies funneled, get more points from the drones and from putting the money into the ATM. So after like 4 extra rounds of just killing zombies, I decide that I want to create a path for the zombies to walk, aka start off my kill box. Now here I failed to see on the minimap that there is still a gap, so I just went and started the match again. But back to what I was saying before, the ATM reaches a maximum range of 6.5 meters, which is about 4 squares and a half, something like that. I usually just count 4 squares because 1 square is 1.5 meters, so I just count about 4 squares. That's where the area that the ATM will collect money. So this is the early game. I create a funnel. I try to get as many points as I can because I do try to go for high scores. If you just want to beat the game, you can also avoid creating these kill boxes, avoid putting money into the ATM unless you have over 1,000, because that is the maximum you can have. You can avoid shooting the drones, and you can just place the fans, you can place towers, make it easier for you however you want. I want high scores, so I always get the fan first, ATM first, fan second. Why fans? Well, they slow down the enemies. They funnel up, they group up, you get to penetrate more of them, you get to gain more points, and all in all, that is my go-to strategy for the first 10. That is my go-to strategy for like 10 to 11 waves. Just grinding up as many points as I can, killing enemies close to the ATM, just so that all the money collected goes straight to the bank, and I don't need to worry too much. But I still occasionally throw a cash grenade, maybe throw on my attachment, my cash attachment, just so that I can shoot a few bullets, see if I still have any more cash to collect, shoot the drones like usual. And here's a cool trick: if you kill the drone and it dies after the wave ends, you can safely collect the money. Here, for some reason, I thought it already collected over 100 money or 100 bucks, and it didn't, so I just kind of wasted. And here, remember that the enemies can actually walk through there, so I kind of change my kill box a bit, just to get all the enemies funneled more. And then I've decided to just say, hey, I need more money, I need more points. So as you can see, I have done 4 extra rounds to gain, what was it, like 4,000 to 5,000 more cash. And I said, hey, I think it's time to start building some defenses, if I remember correctly. So I started with the fans because fans are the strongest defense you can have in this game. Crowd control or just any sort of slow or stun is S tier, absolutely broken, absolutely must have in any build. So setting up your fans, first of all, is very important. Now here I thought about getting a bigger kill box, but then I realized it probably won't be possible to get a bigger kill box. So I just decided to focus on this square with the ATM, and I have decided to just say, hey, this is gonna be my kill box. Let's see, how do I want my defenses? So I end up going with a 1 flamethrower, 1 MG. I don't know why, I just decided to space them out a bit like that. The flamethrowers are deal a lot of damage. They're very good for killing crawlers, really good at killing pretty much anything. The MG, however, does a bit more damage and is just an all-around really cheap, really high DPS tower. And because I do not want the towers to actually kill just yet, I do not upgrade them at all. I just place them, I say, yep, this is how I want my defense, this is where I'll upgrade them later on. So I just want to deal a little bit of damage, and then I'm gonna go back to killing the zombies myself. Because again, I want the points, I want to get the high scores. Now, as you'll see at the end, I don't actually get a high score because I've done some mistakes. I don't know why, maybe I shot too little of the zombies, maybe I had to kill more zombies. I don't actually know what I did wrong, but I ended up still getting pretty decent score, but could have gone much better. And as you can see, the P90 is a very, very powerful weapon. I use it a lot. You can penetrate through a lot of enemies. You can get a lot of cash quickly, a lot of points quickly. And again, shoot the drones, get the points. And that's what you do over and over and over again. For the first maybe 20 levels. But because, you know, I usually die because, I mean, everyone dies. Just because we are probably a little too kill hungry. We want to go into the action. I always try to buy the respawn point within the first 15 waves. There have been times where I was like wave 20, I was fine, wasn't doing anything special, and then I just somehow got clobbered and died. And I had a really good run, but I was greedy and I didn't spend those $400 to have a respawn point. But you know, we learn from our mistakes, and this is basically how I do a kill box every single map. Using the pistol, obviously, and the grenade launcher to get the blobs off my towers, using my P90 as my main damage source, and using my AK to get some more penetration. And it also does very high damage per second. But I have also been thinking of swapping my AK for the TNE MVP or the MP5, as we know it better, for the Reaper rounds, as I have noticed that I was wrong in one of my previous videos that the smart rounds take the original ammo into consideration, but no, it's actually the currently equipped ammo gets the damage calculation taken from them. I must have clicked something that maybe like I was alt tabbing and I didn't see, uh, what I was doing. So, you know, people make mistakes. So I'm thinking of swapping the AK for the TNE MVP or the MP5. I prefer to call it the MP5, easier. But probably due to copyright reasons, the developer couldn't call it the MP5. And yeah, the end game, you stand, you shoot, try to penetrate as many bodies as possible, shoot the blobs, and collect money if you can, and go back to shooting as many enemies as possible. Now, as I said, because you do not have a lot of damage, and here I make a mistake. Actually, no, I don't. Okay, I thought this was the clip where I make a mistake. And yeah, I lost my train of thought because I ramble too much. This is basically the end game. You upgrade your towers to get as most damage as you can. The flamethrowers and the machine guns are the ones that deal the highest damage for money cost. Snipers, decent. Some even use what is it called again? The missiles or the what is it called? The artillery? I don't. The mortars, I think. They are not worth it because they waste more money than gain money, and their damage is not great. So I personally stick with the flamethrowers and the machine guns. These two are also the cheapest, highest damage. Might as well just stick with them until the game gets some balancing done. The main way to beat high waves is sadly with crowd control, stunning the enemies and just elongating the fight is the way to beat it. So number one, fans, very important. Number two, decoy grenades, very important. Number three, stun grenades, huge and very important. They're probably the most overpowered anything you can have in the game. As for the defenses that you can buy, you can also get the cryo barrels. You can get the spike strips or whatever. They will also slow down the enemies, and in my opinion, a must-have after wave 26-ish. But I was greedy. I didn't go for the extra CC, and it showed because I lost then on 27. I believe I still buy a sniper later, but it didn't help. Here I just decided to check my FPS and my ragdolls. They were off just so I could get the most FPS possible. And as you can see, it has been dipping below 60 quite a lot. The game is sadly not super optimized, and I have a very, very good rig, and you know, it is what it is. So yeah, as you can see, I come really close to death, so I was really glad I had the respawn points so that I, just in case I died, that I didn't lose the run, because I thought the run was going pretty good. Again, shoot the drones. I think, yeah, here I lose on some money because I was a bit impatient and I was just hoping that I collect all of it. And I think I did because I got 65. As the drones, if I remember correctly, those drones collect 200 cash. Now, the devs did say 200 for the small dudes, 500 for the big dudes. I don't know the difference between them. Here I had too much money on hand. I tried to spend it quickly, but first it takes the money from the bank, which I did not realize. So I just made a huge mistake, and I just wasted a lot of money getting the snipers. And I kind of wish I sold them now to get some mortars, at least to get some CC, because money is kind of whatever currently in the game, and you know, it is what it is. So I love getting interrupted. Anyways, so this is the wave 27, the last wave that I managed to play. As you can see, I'm gonna be throwing a lot of decoys. I'm gonna be throwing a lot of stun grenades. I'm gonna try to destroy all the blobs so that the towers can do as much work as they can, because the towers basically right now deal more than me, so I just need to support them. And I still get overrun because I just did not have good enough setup. I don't know what I did wrong, because I have gotten a higher score before. I have reached wave 29 on this one before. And for some reason, I thought I would reach wave 30, so I could show you that you can beat wave 30 with this build. And I've done it before, but not on this map, on a different one. It was the exact same setup, except for that I had also 3 mortars, and I had 3 snipers. Maybe that map also gave me more money. Maybe I did it on easy. I do not really remember. No, actually, it wasn't normal. It wasn't normal. Just like this one, normal difficulty. And I don't know. I built improperly. Maybe I didn't throw stun grenades enough. Maybe I didn't throw enough decoys. Maybe I had to DPS some more. And here is when I basically knew that I lost, because there were too many of these tougher enemies. I couldn't kill them. I knew I couldn't kill them because I don't deal enough damage. Your hero, your guns don't deal enough damage. That's why you have to stun them in your kill box for as long as possible. And it just wasn't possible for me, because again, I might have made a mistake, and hey, it happens to everyone. So as a quick recap, use flamethrowers, use fans, use machine guns, and use a lot of stun grenades, use a lot of decoy grenades, and you should be able to beat wave 30. Now, as you can see, I still try to win nonetheless, but it is a lost cause, and I will just die, so I'll let you watch the rest of the video, because it's gonna end soon anyways, and I will be seeing you whenever I make the next episode. Peace.